Hey, it's Dan here. I'm making food for Sunday church and I wanted to share this recipe with you for the smoked chiles, which is part of the quinoa, black bean, and corn recipe that I'm putting together today. So let me show you what I do here to get a really flavorful, spicy vegetables here. I've got a couple tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm going to add the jalapenos first. And the garlic. Just give that one quick minute here. All right, so I'll let that sit for a second, but then I'm going to come and drop a tablespoon of Bragg's liquid aminos. Next, I've got a tablespoon of cumin. I'm the tablespoon king. Tablespoon of paprika. Tablespoon of black pepper, tablespoon of chile powder, gives it that nice smoky rich flavor, especially cooked here and marinated in the pot. And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of sea salt. Now it might seem like a lot just for that small amount of vegetables, but I've got some more red, green, orange peppers here and some onions, which will go in next. So you take that and you get that nice and marinated, and that really gives those jalapenos there a nice smoky, delicious flavor. So you want to set that in first. That gives that spicy kick of the jalapenos that are really spread out through a very large dish here of quinoa and black beans and corn. So really this is the seasoning for the whole dish. It really layers in there nicely as you stir the large pile of the quinoa. So now I'm just going to add the onions, the red peppers, and then I'm just going to let this cook for probably 5 or 8 minutes. I want to tenderize them, but I don't want them to be completely soft. I want a little bit of crunch left over on these peppers. So I won't waste your time watching these peppers and onions cook, but that is step 1 in the quinoa, black bean, and corn. And then this here is the wonderful peppers and onions that mix in and give a lot of flavor to the quinoa dish. All right, thanks for watching this video. I appreciate your time. Let me know if you'd like to see more stuff like this. I just feel pretty creative, and I love cooking food. I cook any kind of food for anyone, anywhere. I have no judgment when it comes to food. My philosophy is eat whatever you want and enjoy it. Thank you very much. Peace. All right, so this is phase 2 of the quinoa, black bean, and corn dish made with smoked chiles. So we just finished the smoked chiles. Go check that video. It was prior to this one. And now what I'm gonna do is do the corn, black beans, and tomatoes. So I've got 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to add it looks like 2 pounds. Oh, excuse me, 5 pounds of corn. We're feeding about 100 people, anywhere between 80 and 100 people the last several weekends. All in this little tiny kitchen. It's like a miracle, really. So that's 5 pounds of corn. Can you dig it? Let's get it all out of there. And I'm going to give that a quick little stir. And then I'm going to add, you can see that pretty well, some salt, 1 tablespoon, and 1 tablespoon of black pepper. And then I'll add the beans, kidney beans. So actually last weekend, they loved this so much. This was the one that, this dish pretty much was, you know, there people have been eating my food for several years, and this was the one they were like, this, several people said this was the best food you've ever made. And that's after, you know, every weekend for, I think about 3 years is when we started doing this. We had leftovers when we were filming some of the online classes for the website. And I just took the extras, and the church was about, I don't know, 30 people at the time, maybe 35 every weekend. And, you know, I don't know if word got out or it's just, you know, as soon as I started making the food, it went from 35 to 45. And then, so I did that. I had extra food once and I brought it, and I didn't think much of it. It's like I just had all this extra food that I couldn't eat from making the videos for the online classes. Then we did another online class and we had extra food. So I brought it to church again, and I was just kind of like, everybody was so stoked. I was just like, this is pretty cool, man. And then at one point I just was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, you know, just even if I don't have the extra food, you know, left over from the videos and stuff. So it went from, you know, 35 people, 45, 55. Pretty soon it was, you know, worked its way up. The last meal that we made at the farmhouse, which is where the church was before, I made a meal. We had the final one because we lost the lease. So the final one at the farmhouse was 120 people. So it started from 35, and after a year, maybe a year and a half of doing that, we built the church up, and they really appreciate this, and I really enjoy it. So it's just something I really want to give back to the community. And it's a unique, eclectic community. You know, nobody lives like I do. Everyone has their own way. So what I've done is I take out the sugar, I take out the meat. So about 99.5% of the people can eat organic, plant-based food, you know? And so I've kind of found, after years of serving these people, like how I can make this work. I keep the dishes very mild with the spice. This one's gonna definitely be a lot hotter, but I've got some other few dishes just for those who don't want any spice at all. You know, I've got a salad and some other great stuff, some kimchi and stuff. So anyways, the final, there is the corn, the kidney beans, and then the diced tomatoes in the processor, you know, and keep them, you know, I like to keep them chunky. You can definitely make them smaller, you can make them larger, but I'm just going to let this heat up for about, probably it's going to take about 15-20 minutes to get this up, and then I will do the final, I'll show you the final step on the third video for the quinoa, corn, and kidney bean dish. That's all I can think of. It's just an awesome dish that I made up last weekend, and it was everyone's favorite, so I'm doing it again. So thanks for watching this video, and just give me some feedback. Let me know, if you can dig it. There's a lot more to come, and then maybe one day I'll find an editing team and stuff, and I'll do all kinds of different food, because I'm really an artist and I'm really very creative in the kitchen. And there's no recipes or creativity for a monofruitarian. It's just I've done them all. So I'm looking for an outlet for creativity. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you are in great health and you are at peace with your family, your friends, your community, and the world, and that your mission in life becomes love. Can you dig it? Peace. Alrighty, so now for the third and final part of this amazing quinoa, kidney bean, and corn dish, we are going to do the alchemy. So here we go. We've got the corn, kidney beans, and tomatoes here. So we're just gonna add that to the quinoa. Here we go. It's beautiful. And then I'm going to add the smoked chilies. And then last but not least, I made a cheese sauce, believe it or not, out of macadamia nuts and the tomato juice, a little bit of sea salt, and then some brewer's yeast. So I'm going to add that. So this is a little bit better than your average snack for sure. A little more involved, especially since I made the videos today. Usually I can bust it out pretty quickly. That's good enough. And now I'll show you what the final step is, really the mixing, the final mix. Now to mix it all in this bowl, that would be quite a task. It would be better if I had the proper mixing tools, but if I'm using something flimsy like this spatula, it just doesn't work. So what I do is I just come over here and I use the, now obviously you don't need to do this at home because you're not making food for 80 or 100 people, but you just go over here and you dig in and you just kind of mix as you go along the side and let the top stuff fall down in while you dig underneath to get at the quinoa. And then you can just, and then when it's, you can just kind of stir it around a little. And as you go, see, I may go like this and try to get a little more of the quinoa in there. And then to get a nice even mix, let's say, then I'll just stir it as I go like this. And then everything will be nice and even. Can you dig it? So there you go. I think that's enough. That looks like what is up, dude? That looks like the grub. That's like hella grub. Okay. Thanks for watching this video, and leaving me a comment and giving me some feedback. Let me know. I mean, I'll make so many recipes. I've got unlimited, unending creativity in the kitchen, and I will make anyone, anything, anywhere, anytime, because I believe that everyone should eat what they want to eat when they want to eat it, no matter what anyone else's philosophy is at all. You should be free to make 100% of your own food choices. That includes children as well, because they'll intuitively take care of themselves. But if we force feed, they're gonna run back to all the junk food because you're forcing all this stuff that they don't really want. You gotta trust the child's intuition. It's actually more on point than an adult's. Can you dig it? So that's the tip for the day, but peace be with you and God bless you. And love is the answer. DTM is out.